What's happening, fight fans? Welcome back to the MMA Mindset. Wolkernite Fight Championship 6, 2nd of November. Unbelievable card. Like I said in me last interview, title fights everywhere. Get your tickets, links in the description. Go through the fighters if you're coming to support them specifically. If you can't be there, livemma.co.uk for the pay-per-view. Going to be available on all platforms, so make sure you don't miss out on the last card of the year. It's going to be phenomenal. But yeah, speaking about title fights coming out of our eyes, I'm joined by one half of the featherweight title challenger, Rizwaan Khan. How you doing, man?
How you doing, man? Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for coming on, and we really appreciate obviously you taking your time to come all the way down to Grantham to compete and obviously compete for the title. What was it that kind of interested you about the show? Because I know we've had people down from Scotland before, but what was it kind of interested you about the show?
I've had I've had a few teammates fight on it. You know, my teammates Georgia Hackland, Ferdinand, Hamish. They've all fought in this show, so I've had my eye on it for a wee while. It looks brilliant, and I love the theme of the colours and everything. It's my favorite colour is purple. So as soon as I seen that they had a purple belt up for grabs, I was like, I kind of want a piece of that. So I just fought in August, and I was looking to get matched again, and I had a bunch of teammates get their name put forward through for this show. And I just thought I'd throw my name in the hat as well and got matched. So
Yeah.
really excited.
And got matched against a really tough guy in Zak McGee, someone I've seen around the scene quite a lot. He's fought a lot of tough guys, and once again, for you, another really tough challenge, and that seems to be all you kind of have on your record. What's the philosophy behind that? Obviously, at an amateur, I feel like it's the best place to have these tough fights. Is that kind of how your thinking is?
Oh mate, 100%. You don't get anywhere fighting pins, mate. You just need to you need to take the tough fights. As soon as I got offered this guy, I actually don't know much about him. I don't know much about him at all. All I know is he's game, and that's what I want. Do you know what I mean? I want to. That's what gets me up in the morning. That's what makes me go to the gym, knowing that this guy's solid. I'm looking to improve, man. I'm looking to get better, and you don't get better by fighting people who you know you're going to beat. I don't know if I'm going to beat this guy. This is going to be an actual. This is a tough fight, and I'm excited to just test myself, man.
Yeah, well, I've got like a few people who I would consider good friends up in Scotland. People like Rhys McEwen, guys that I've spent a lot of time with in the sport, and when I've had conversations with them about the sort of regional scene in Scotland, they said you guys have to take tough fights because the regional scene's not as widespread and everywhere as it is in England. So when you come down, you have to take these tough fights. Do you think that kind of sets you apart from some of the people who become successful in their amateur level in the UK in England? Do you think like having to take those tough fights sets you guys apart?
Oh, 100%. The first thing when you get matched against somebody, the first thing you do is look at the record and look at who they fought. Do you know what I mean? I had a wee nosy at Zak McGee's record, and he's fought some gangsters, man. Do you know what I mean? And that's how I know his game. I've not really seen much of him, but I can just tell like this dude wants to fight, and that's what I want, man. That's how I'm gonna get better, and then eventually one day when I make it to the pro rankings, it's gonna be not a different feeling, or not too much of a different feeling because I've already been in there with these killers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like people that pay attention to the amateur scene, the regional scene, like myself, they clued up a little bit more on records. So when I see someone who's like 7-0 and they're getting a title shot, and I'm like, well, the first person you fought is now 0-5. The second person you fought's like 1-8. So it's just one of them where it's like people aren't stupid, and you kind of you'll get more opportunities if you're taking the fights against these tougher guys. Have you watched much of his recent footage in his fights, and do you know kind of what he's going to bring to the cage?
Honestly, mate, I don't have a clue. Genuinely, I don't. I just when I'm sparring and when I'm training, I'm just focusing on me. And I used to overthink a lot going into fights, but now I just let things be. At the end of the day, I'm in there to show what I can do. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going in there the best version of myself, trying to do the best that I can do, and I'm just focusing on me, to be honest. All I know is he's game and he's ready to fight, and that's cool. That's all I need to know. I'm ready to go as well, and it's going to be a great fight.
And what have you kind of been focusing on for this camp? Anything in particular, or kind of just making sure everything was is up to scratch?
Just everything, mate. Just making sure I'm nice and crisp on the stand up. I'm nice and alert on the ground. I'm nice and clued up on the clinch situations and stuff. I'm just making sure that my overall overall game is golden for when I get in there because anything can happen. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people will focus on, oh, okay, he's a striker, so I better focus on my striking, and then they get taken down, and they're like, all right, well, I wasn't expecting this. You need to expect the unexpected. This fight can go anywhere, and I'm just ready for it to go anywhere.
Yeah, and this obviously it could go the full 5 rounds as well. What's the cardio holding up like? Have you been feeling fit and feeling ready for the 5 rounds?
Oh, I feel great, man. I feel great. If 5 rounds are needed, I'm ready to go all five. No problem at all, man. Gonna be putting my foot in the gas quite a bit. Ready to go.
Yeah, and moving on, obviously into the next year, if you capture this title, is that something that you'd look to defend? Because it's something that I feel like I don't see enough of on the regional scene. I'll see people go to these promotions and they'll win a title and they'll be like, right, well, I'm gonna go to the next promotion and win a title. And I'd just love to see someone just cement themselves down at a promotion and be like, look, I'm gonna defend the title here if I go defend the title somewhere else. So is it something that you'd quite like to do? Maybe become a defending champion in a promotion?
Uh, I've never actually thought of that, to be fair. I've actually never really thought of that. I've always just thought, oh, get the belt, and then I just like you said, you just get the belt, you move on. Just because it's amateur level, do you know what I mean? Never actually thought about it, but I leave all the matchmaking and stuff up to my coach Brian. He knows what's best for me. So if a tough opponent comes along and says I want to fight for that belt, and Brian says you go for it, then I'll be like, cool, let's go for it, man. Do you know what I mean? I just leave it up to my coach who I get matched with. Um, I just focusing on me and getting the job done.
Yeah. And just obviously not speaking about belts or anything, but are you wanting to be more active next year? Are you wanting to get a lot of rounds under your belt?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the beginning half of this year, I had Ramadan. I'm a Muslim, so I had Ramadan, and I'd done a fight camp through Ramadan before. I would not advise it, mate. It is ridiculously hard, man. So the whole early half of the year, I didn't fight or anything, and then I was a little bit injured, and then I finally managed to get matched in the summer. So this will be my third fight this year. Um, 3 fights in a year is actually not too bad, but I'd rather have maybe like 4 or 5 if I can. Do you know what I mean? I just want to be as active as possible. Do you know what I mean? I'm not getting any younger, so
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. I think it's about right now is where you like cram all your fights in, and then when you're a pro, you can be like, right, I'm gonna take maybe two a year, and then and kind of and look at it that way. Obviously, I just want to speak about you had a fight lined up against Alfie Lennon. I think it was just but that obviously fight was one that fell through. Was that a bit disappointing for you? Because like I said, I think Alfie would be obviously he's just unfortunately been defeated at the weekend. But was that a fight that you were really looking forward to as well at the time, and it must have been pretty disappointing?
oh mate, 100%. So I actually hurt my rib before that fight, but mate, I was gutted. I was gutted for a good couple of weeks, man, because I think then he was like 4-0,
Yeah.
and mate, he's just killing everyone, man. The dude's a beast. Do you know what I mean? So some of our guys sometimes go to TFT and we train together, but I've never actually trained with Alfie. A few of my teammates have, but the dude's just solid, man. I would have loved to have tested myself against him. Opportunity fell through. It is what it is. Everything happens for a reason at the end of the day. I'm sure maybe somewhere down the line we'll meet. I don't know. But it is what it is. I was gutted at the time though. I was gutted.
Yeah, there's another gym close to my heart as well, TFT. I've got a lot of friends that train out of there, like Charles Joyner, all them guys. It's such a good group of people. What's the kind of difference in Scotland there? Because I think to have because everything's so spread out, I think you kind of have to travel far to get different looks at different opponents. Is that true?
Yeah, I guess so. There's not much that really happens up in Scotland, to be honest, and everyone really knows each other. So sometimes we'll jump between gyms, but I've got everything I need at the hit squad, to be fair. So I don't really go anywhere. We've got a bunch of different styles. You know what I mean? So I just stay at the hit squad, to be fair. I don't really jump between gyms.
No. And just obviously before I let you go, I like to kind of give people the opportunity to say what they think is going to happen. How do you see this fight playing out? How do you see it ending? And how confident are you that you're going to be leaving Vulcanite with the strap?
Mate, the fight could go anyway, honestly. It could end in a knockout, it could end in a submission, it can go the full five, but all I know is it's going to be an absolute back and forth war because I don't step back, and I don't think this guy's going to step back either. Like I said, I don't really know much about him, but I got a lot of respect for him because I've seen his record, and he's been in there with some killers, man. So I know his game, and I'm just ready to test. I'm just ready to test myself. But I do think 100% I'm leaving that cage with that belt, no doubt.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm really looking forward to it. It was a fight I didn't really have much idea about until it was announced, and I was super excited for it. But no, once again, Rizwan, thank you very much for jumping on with me. I really appreciate you taking the time out your evening.
Thank you very much, mate. It's lovely to meet you. You take care of yourself.
Yeah, no problem. Make sure, like I said, tickets, links in the description. Go through the fighters to get tickets. Make sure you don't miss this event 'cause it's the last one of the year, so we're going to make it the best one yet. But yeah, all the best for the rest of your training camp, mate. And yeah, I'll see you on fight night.
Thank you so much, man. You take care.
Magic. Cheers, bud. Thank you, mate. Bye.
Bye.